All right, hey guys, welcome. This is Facebook Friday. Thanks for being here every single week and watching us as we go live and show you guys how to grow your business, how to do more, and how to have a fantastic business. Guys, today's episode is all about time, productivity, about doing more with your time, about having a fantastic schedule and just getting the things done on your calendar. So if that's the show for you, come check it out. We're gonna be learning several different strategies, how to plan your goals, how to implement your goals, and most importantly, if you didn't read the notes, we're giving away an Apple Watch on today's show. So without further ado, let's go get into the show. Guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us again. Guys, if you're here watching the live show, this is an exciting one. This is episode number 100. We've been doing this show now for 2 full years. I can't believe we made it to episode 100. We're gonna have to do like a flashback or like a fun show of all the previous episodes. It's been an adventure this whole entire time. We started out live, like with a cell phone and a tripod doing this, and it's now coming to the studio. It's just been an incredible episode. So as I mentioned before, and if you haven't heard it already, guys, today we are giving away an Apple Watch. I wish I could like point to one. I don't even own an Apple Watch. It's just, anyway, we thought let's do something fun. Let's give away a prize. I want to reward you guys for watching the show and just say thanks for being here. We only have one watch, and I know there's been hundreds, if not thousands of you who've checked out the show. I think officially we're at like 250 or 260,000 people who have tuned into the show over the last 2 years. But anyway, I want to reward you guys and just say thanks for being here. Thanks for participating every single week. Thanks for tuning in to learn how to grow your business and do more, right? There's so much that you can do in this world. There's so much that's available to you at your fingertips. Just thinking about the atmosphere that I'm in right now and the technology that's available. If you're running a small business in today's world and you're trying to accomplish more, there's never been a better opportunity. So anyway, thanks for being here. Thanks for checking out the show. I'm gonna give you some things that you need to do to win this watch. And at the very end, I'll show you exactly what you need to do. So watch the whole show, tune in. If you're already checked out, you missed your chance to do it. But if you're gonna hang out and watch it to the very end, you're gonna win this watch. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Anyway, today's show is all about productivity. It's about using the time that you have, right? Everybody has 24 hours. I keep wanting to point to my watch. That's why we're giving away the watch, because of the time and the productivity that we're gonna be talking about today and the efficiency that you can have in your life. Think about your day, right? Like you have 24 hours, everybody has 24 hours, everybody has 7 days. They all have the same amount of time to accomplish anything that we've been given. And if you notice, so many people get so much done in those 7 days a week, and so many people get nothing done in those 7 days. And I've had productive weeks and I've had super inefficient weeks, and you just kind of got to blend them together and take the average and hope that it works out. But I want to give you some strategies today in the show to show you how to map out your day, to have a better plan, to be more organized, to really say, this is what I'm trying to accomplish. These are the goals that I'm after, and this is what I want to get done. So that's what we're going to learn today. And if you've got that all figured out, just watch this so you can win this watch. That's all it is. It's a bribe, right? You guys understand it. Okay. I've got my computer set up here today. I'm running solo. Usually we have my wife helping produce the show, but she's out getting ready for some other things, and I just dropped my notes, so it's gonna be a fun one. I can already tell. Okay, get my notes lined up here. I gotta have my notes because I'll wander all over the place and tell you guys so many crazy stories if I don't know that, and I wanna keep you guys on tack. So number one, let's talk about mapping out your goals, right? So what are your goals for the year? It's already June. You should probably be doing this in January, but nonetheless, it's June. Maybe you watch this again in January and you can be ready for the 2020 year that we're about to get into. Either way, you got 6 months left of this year. If you haven't mapped out your goals yet, it's a good time to do it. Map out your goals, figure out what they are. You know, what are your 1-year goals? Like, where do I wanna be today in 12 months from now? Like, what does that look like? Today is June 14th. What does June 14th of 2020 look like? If I woke up that morning and said, these are the things that I want to have had accomplished, right? I want this many new clients. I want to have, sold this many things. I want to have, hiked this mountain, or had another kid, or got married, or saved this much money. What are the goals that you're trying to accomplish? They need to be business. They need to be personal. They need to be tied into something too. Like, what's your why? We've talked about that before, but what's your why and your goals? It's just, you can't just say, look, I want $1 million, because $1 million isn't tied to anything. Like, what's the $1 million going to give you? What's the physical thing that you want with that money? Is it just to see a bunch of zeros in your bank account? Maybe just write a bunch of zeros on your statement and then it looks like you got $1 million, right? What's the purpose of that money? Do you want to go buy a car? Do you want to pay off your house? Do you want to go on some trips? Do you want to buy your mom a house? What's the point of that money? Is it going to allow you to do something else? You got to tie it to an emotion that's going to drive you. So that's it for goals. Map out your goals, figure out what they are. Once you have your year goals, you got to break them down into quarters, months, weeks, days, hours, all the way down. This is the point of this. You guys need to figure out exactly what has to happen in your schedule to make this happen, okay? I have my goals, I have them on the wall, they're always above me. I print out my year goals so I know what they are. I have them in my vision board. It's amazing how effective that thing is. Like I literally have a big poster on the wall that's shaped like this. I'm looking at it right over here. It's got things all over it. It's got cars that I want to own. It's got houses that I want to own. It's got trips that I want to go on. It's amazing just looking at it this year. Like half the things have already happened and we're in June. So I know that it works. Like you just got to look at those goals every single day and tell yourself that it's possible and keep reminding yourself why you're showing up every day. The bad days are going to happen and you're going to be able to look up when you're like, oh man, my day is rough. And you're like, oh yeah, I'm here for that reason, right? Maybe it's a physical thing. Maybe it's a mental thing. Maybe it's a vacation, going somewhere and just being able to cut loose for a little bit. But you need to decide, okay, what do I need to do to accomplish these goals? If I need to earn $1 million or have $1 million, is that going to happen in a year or is that maybe a 5-year goal? If I want to buy a car, you know, how much money do I need for that car? I need to break that down to how much money I need to earn each month, right? If I'm saying I need to sell 100 houses this year, that means that I need to sell 25 homes every quarter, right? That means you need to sell roughly about 10 homes every month. No, that's not right. Yeah, about 8.3 homes per month. You need to break it down into chunkable pieces that you can obtain because you can't just wake up in December and be like, hey, the year's almost over. Let's see how close we are. Oh, I only sold 10 homes. I got 99 or I got 90 to go. It makes sense. You got to break it down into chunkable goals. So for me, I look at my goals. I know what I need to do. I break it down into things that are actionable, right? Like what are the action steps that I need to do to get there? And a couple episodes ago, we talked about breaking out those goals and really understanding what are the actions that you need to take to accomplish those goals. You know, how many times you have to pick up the phone every day? How many houses do you have to door knock? How many customers do you need to be in front of? How many leads do you need to get in your business? How many website visits do you have to have? How many whatevers have to happen? The KPIs that you're going to track, right? How many things have to happen for you to get the goals that you need to? And then you reverse engineer it so that you say, okay, every Monday I need to do this. Every Tuesday I need to do this. Every Wednesday and so forth, right? The whole entire year. Those are called your A item. A, I'm going to like sign the language A. What are your A items that have to get done? Those are the things that I am not going to bed even if it's 2 o'clock in the morning because I didn't get them done. I have to get these things done. The B items can be like, well, they're important this week, but I can hold off till Tuesday to get them done because they didn't happen today. Get the message? So what are your A items? Map them out. You shouldn't have more than 3 in your calendar because more than that, you're probably not going to get them done. You should block out like an hour or 2 hours for each of these, depending on how big they are, right? Maybe it's calling 10 people. You can get that done in an hour. Boom. If you need to have, 10 people visit your store, you can't just wait around in your store and hope that people come through the door and hope that that happens. You literally have to take action beforehand to get those people into the store, right? You have to send out mailers. You have to have Facebook ads running. You have to have promotions running to get those people to come to you. So what are the things that you need to do? How many flyers do you have to send out? All that kind of stuff, right? So what are your A items that you need to get done? Once you map that out and that takes up your calendar and you're saying, okay, from 8 to 10, I'm doing this. From, noon to 2, I'm doing this. From 2 to 4, I'm doing that. Those are my steady, they have to happen every single day items. Again, maybe these are workout items, right? Because I'm trying to get in shape and lose weight. So maybe it happens at 4 in the morning. Maybe it's just eating healthier. And it doesn't take an hour. It's just deciding that I ate the chicken instead of the hamburger, or I ate the vegetables instead of going out for pizza, right? It's understanding what you need to do in your day and putting them on your calendar so that they happen. So once they're in your calendar, you got to print out your calendar. I'm going to hold up a sheet of paper that represents the calendar. Hold up your calendar, look at it every day. I print out mine. I usually just go to the calendar on my Mac, print out the day, it labels it out, it puts all my notes on the side. I write down the other little things that I need to get done. I look at it throughout the whole day. If it's on this device, I'm probably not going to look at it because I'm busy with social media and texting and all these other things. I don't want to get distracted with that to look at my calendar. So I've got my calendar, I put it on my desk, I look at it, I remind myself, I might even tape it to the wall that day. I follow the day along. As it becomes 9 o'clock, I look at the calendar. Where am I? How did I do in the morning? How am I doing so far? Am I on task? Do I need to speed things up? Do I need to drop some things off the list? Where am I, right? I need to stick to that calendar no matter what. Tom Hopkins, I think it was, said if you don't live by your calendar, you don't have a life. So focus on that calendar and live by it. And I know a lot of you guys are gonna be a different type of personality than I am. Like I am follow the schedule no matter what. Like I'm the guy that gets the IKEA directions and follow it step by step because I wanna make sure that it's done right. I wanna live by my calendar so that I, at the end of the year, at the end of the 12 months, can have that $1 million. I can have that car. I can go on those vacations. I wanna be able to achieve it. Guys, you're writing your own instruction manual. Think about it that way. Like that's what I'm helping you do. I'm helping you write the instruction manual on how to achieve your goals. If you want the goals, you just follow the guide. It's not that hard. You wrote the guide every single day, 250 working days of the year. You know exactly what you need to do. So follow that guide, set it all up, live towards the calendar. Okay, enough about the calendar. Well, here's some other things. And I think this is why we're giving away that watch is smartwatches are incredible because they can remind you to do things. They can vibrate your hand when you need to, oh yeah, I gotta get up and I gotta go drink some water. I gotta go, take a few steps. I gotta go email that guy. I gotta call this person. They're gonna remind you to do these things. So if you sync it in your calendar on your phone, you don't have to look at your phone. It's gonna buzz you and be like, oh man, it's 10 o'clock, I better get on my calls, right? It's gonna remind you to do those things. And that's why we're giving away a smartwatch. I see so many people with smartwatches nowadays and they're great, they're incredible. I don't wear a watch, as you can see, it's nice not to have that distraction, but some people need it. So that's why we're giving it away. So real quick, if you're watching this and you're still watching this, here's one of the hints to win the watch. I need you to go subscribe to our channel, the Erik Hammond. This is the bait, okay? I'm using the watch to get some bait here. So I would like to get some new subscribers to our new Facebook page. It's called The Erik Hammond. We've been doing this show on our Orange Stack Facebook page. We're trying to build this brand of me, the Erik Hammond. So Erik Hammond was already taken. There's a rapper on the East Coast. Good for him, he's got my name, but that's all right. So The Erik Hammond, that's what you're looking for on Facebook. There's a link in the description, just click on that. Give us a follow. We're almost at 200 followers. It's been a little bit, we're trying to grow. So give me a follow on there, and that's gonna be tip number one on how to win this watch. Okay, keep going here. Here's some other things to consider that I wanna talk about in the pace of using your time accurately. There's so much that you can do during the day, right? You can sleep for 12 hours, you can hang out on the couch and watch Netflix for 10 hours, maybe even longer. Like I've been to watch some of those shows. Remember when 24 Hour used to come out, that show, and it was like a 24-hour day? I think the whole series was like 13 or 14 hours. But I remember when they'd come out at Walmart, my friend and I, we'd stay up. Tuesdays is when they'd come out, and we would go buy the DVD and we would literally just take off the whole next day and watch the whole 24-hour series in one sitting, like back to back to back to back to back. We took like a every 2-hour bathroom break. We'd grab lunch in the middle. We'd come back. We'd watch the whole entire thing because it was so much more interesting when you'd watch it all together than waiting week after week after week. And so anyway, it was just a fun thing. But then I think back about it, I'm like, man, talk about unproductive days, like just binge watching DVDs for like 13, 14 hours straight. Anyway, I'm sure some of you have been there. You know what I'm talking about. There's so many other things that we can do more effectively with our time. So that's what I'm gonna get into next is you guys have basically an opportunity to sleep every day, to eat every day, to work every day, to do the things in your day that you need to know that you need to do to get done, right? So you probably have a job, right? Maybe it's an 8-hour job that you have. Maybe you're self-employed and you work when you work and you just kind of do what you need to do and you're not literally living by a schedule. I would say try to figure out how many hours during the day you need to do to get your job done, okay? It may be 6 hours, it may be 4 hours for that 4-hour work week, right? It may be 8 hours a day, it may be 15 hours a day, whatever it is. Figure out what you need to do to get your job. Number one, I want you to keep your job so that you can earn money and keep going and keep sustaining this lifestyle that you have. Number two is figuring out how many hours you need to sleep. Everybody's different. I've talked to people who can survive on 4. This guy's not one of them. I know people who can get 6, 8, 10, 12 different hours of sleep. I'm like a 8.5. Like 7 I can survive, but it's tough. And it doesn't it's not a matter of did I get my 8 hours? It's more important like when did I go to sleep? So if I can go to sleep by 9, I can probably get up like 5:30 and I'm good. If I go to bed at midnight, like 8's tough. So earlier in the day is a little bit better. It's up to you though. Figure out what your sleep is. You got to understand your body and what your needs are. Maybe you can get by on 4. Awesome. Maybe you're young and you can do what you need to do and you can push through it. And I know when you're brand new in a business, you got to hustle like nobody's business, work 30 hours a day. Wink, wink. You got to understand that. So figure out how much sleep you have. This is a marathon. It's not like I'm gonna stay up for a week straight and study for something and then after that I can sleep all I want. Like you gotta maintain this pace. You gotta eat healthy, you gotta drink your water, you gotta exercise, you gotta do your thing. So figure out what your sleep patterns are. How much sleep do you need? For me, it's 8. I understand that, okay? 8 hours. I can typically get done my work if I stick to my schedule and I plan ahead and I don't have any crazy projects that are coming up in anywhere between like 7 and 10 hours a day. And some days depends because we do a lot of video around here. We do a lot of content. You know, we got this green screen here. We do a lot of content. I work with a bunch of clients, you know, so it depends on the day and what's going on, but most days I can get my stuff done. Let's just call it 8 hours. So that's 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work. That's 16. That leaves me 8 hours left of the day. So in the rest of the day, I've got, you know, family time. I need to eat. Sometimes I'm driving places for different things. Sometimes I have just other activities that my life takes up. But let's just say I had 4 hours the remainder of the day, right? So this is like, I already spent my time with my family. Like, I didn't have to, but I wanted to. I fulfilled all my human responsibilities that I needed to. Now I have 4 hours left. Again, I could binge and watch Netflix. I could go take a nap. I can, hang out and do whatever I want to. I could play around on games. You got to decide what it is that you need to do. Some people need that time where they just check out and say, you know what, I'm out. I just need to play solitaire for a little bit, or Tetris, or whatever you guys play. I'm not a video game guy anymore, but you got to decide what it is you need to do. But what I would say is focus on the time that you have to devote to yourself and learning and bettering yourself, right? So maybe that's 4 hours, maybe that's only an hour a day. Whatever you have, make the most of it. Just block out that time. Maybe it's like from 6 to 9, that is my time, and every day from 6 to 9, I'm going to block that time out and do these things, okay? Here's the things that you need to focus on. Learn how to use social media better. That's suggestion number 1. Many of you understand Facebook, you know Instagram, you've watched a ton of content on YouTube. You know how to consume it, but do you know how to use it? Do you know how to put content out there? Do you know how to engage with audiences? Are you joining Facebook groups? Are you participating? Are you commenting and bringing value into these groups? Are you uploading content on a regular basis? Are you getting on your phone and doing stories and live videos and bringing value to the people that follow you? If you've got 30 followers on Facebook and you're like, hey, I'm good, I'm just here to take, you're losing that social media battle. This is why I'm trying to grow my brand. I'm trying to get people to know who I am. I've been in real estate for over a decade. We've sold thousands of houses. We've flipped homes. We've owned rentals. I understand that market. I don't always want to be in real estate. I am interested in growing businesses. I love this marketing agency that I run right now. I love helping clients grow their business, help do things, help get their message out there. That's my goal. I want my brand name to be heard. So I'm trying to get as many followers as I can. Personally, on a personal level and like sharing family stuff, I don't use social media that way. I'm not posting about my kids. I'm not saying, hey, look, we just did this, or my daughter did this, or she had a birthday, or any of that kind of stuff. Like, I'm not here for the personal side of Facebook. I'm here to grow myself and my brand and my personality and who I am. And if you're in a service-based business, you need to be the digital mayor of your town, okay? Does that make sense? You need to own this space. You need to be casting a wide net demographically over your area where you want to sell on social media. You need to be bringing value to your clients all the time. So stay up, spend more time learning how to use social media. Don't get caught up in like a whirlwind of just consuming content, but learn what it takes. Learn how to post, learn how to get responses, learn how to run ads, learn how to create fun videos, learn how to use all the filters that are on Snapchat and how you can take those back into Instagram and do fun things with them. We just taught a class on an incredible tool that YouTube has called vidIQ. It's a third-party company that syncs with YouTube, but it shows you how to upload better content. It shows you how to tag your videos so that search-wise you can be found and get more exposure that way. It just took me like an hour and a half to watch a couple videos and learn how to use it, and now it's part of our arsenal and we know how to do it. So figure out these things, figure out how to use social media. So that's number 1. Number 2, figure out how to create better video content. And I know not all of you are great on video. It's hard to look in that camera, like there's my screen over here and it's staring back at me and I want to look at me to see what I look like. Just like when you're holding the phone, you want to look at the screen, not the camera. But focus on your speaking, focus on your ability to make a connection with the people in the lens, right? Like I'm envisioning you right now behind that little circle of that lens and saying, guys, you're here, you're following me, I appreciate it. You're being here. I've taken classes on how to speak. I'm trying to get the ums and the uhs and the pauses and the weird moments out of my speaking. I've taken Toastmasters, right? I've taken BNI classes. I've learned how to present. I'm still not great at it. It's an ongoing process. But if you're like, there's no way I could go live on video. There's no way that I could hold up my phone and do a story. There's no way that I could get on YouTube. Get past that hurdle. And maybe that's not you, and maybe you've got to communicate over text, or maybe you just take better photos, but get comfortable with video if that's your thing. Figure out how to get comfortable with it because the world's turning towards video. It's a huge thing. I would say audio is number 2. If you don't love your voice, figure out how to like it. Maybe get a filter for your mic so that you can sound better, because podcasts are probably the next biggest things that are picking up right now. But be comfortable with producing content. And if you don't know how to use it, take a class, right? There's probably a class on how to use a camera. There's tons of stuff on Udemy, the online course. Look up Udemy. Starts with a U, not Y-O-U, Udemy, on how to learn new technical skills. So learn how to do better video. Next one is scripts, right? So we all have scripts. I've been on the phone for, I could probably say hundreds of thousands of hours. I don't know. I've called so many people over my career, cold calling. It wears you down sometimes. It can be a lot of fun other times. It's just something that you have to do in your business, right? You have to be comfortable on the phone. I remember growing up, the phone was kind of awkward. I wasn't sure what to say. I remember like having to call girls and ask them out, and it was just like so awkward. Anyway, awkward. I wish I could go back and listen to those days. Figure out your scripts. Know what your scripts, like if you're on the phone or if you're in person and you're talking to somebody, right? Like let's say you sell tires and you have a tire shop and you're meeting people in real life, shaking their hands, belly to belly, as they say. How do you communicate with people? How do you talk about your products? How do you sell them? How do you handle the concerns that they have? You know, if they come in and say, you know, I'm really interested in this, but you know, your competitor down the street said they would do it for this, or somebody told me that they would charge less commission for that. How do you handle these? You got to know your scripts. You got to know what you're going to say in the right moment. I make script cards, so when I understand that an objection's coming, I write it out and I practice it, right? So on one side of the paper, it might say, you know, I can get this product cheaper somewhere else. I would flip it over and have the response of saying, that's great. Tell me more about what they're going to offer for that same price. I want to be able to offer the same services and make sure that you're comparing apples to apples. I don't want you to think that they're going to sell your product for the same price but be able to do the same thing, because I think I can provide more than they will. You know, whatever that script needs to be, you need to know your scripts. Master those scripts. I would say a minimum of an hour a day until you have your scripts down. Go through them, role play with them, have your spouse or a kid or a partner or something like that you can have them, you know, give you the objection and you give the script back. Just be fluid with that stuff. It's going to come naturally eventually. Just be ready for it. Next one is how to negotiate with people. And I call this NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. It's really just understanding the human mind and understanding how people think and being able to pre-frame your conversation so that they're ready to take action when you ask them, right? Just like my watch, I've pre-framed you on a couple things so that at the end, you know what to do. You're going to know how to win this watch and how to take that action. Learn how to negotiate with people. You're going to get no's. You're going to get, I want to think about it. You're going to get objections. Know how to handle them. Know how to negotiate with people on price. Like, I love negotiating. We just bought something the other day and you know, it came down to like, this is as low as we can get. This is the final price and this is as best we're going to do. And it was higher than I wanted to pay. And we're at this little table just like this, you know, and I'm talking to the sales guy. He brought his manager out and the guy's like, okay, what are we going to do to make this happen today? And I was like, we got to work on the price. You know, I don't want to pay that much. He's like, what's it going to take for you to make this happen? And I dropped it another $2,000 and I was like, we want to pay this. And he's like, okay, fine. Sign. Like, it's just great. Like, I love negotiating. It's intimidating and you get kind of nervous going into it, especially if you don't do it on a day-to-day basis, but understand how to negotiate. Anyway, it's just a skill that's going to be incredible for you to have. Okay, so again, we're talking about time. We're talking about using our time effectively. We're talking about mastering our time and understanding these goals. These are the things that you need to focus on when you have those 3, 4, 5 extra hours of the day that you said, I'm going to better myself. I'm going to get better at who I am. Because what this is going to cause you to do, if I know how to use social media better, if I know how to create better video content, if I know how to have better phone scripts, and if I know how to negotiate better, my 8 items are gonna take less time. Does that make sense? Let's just backtrack for a sec. We said every day I need to make 10 phone calls, for example, in my business to have the results that I'm looking for to hit that 12-month goal. Maybe my 10 phone calls, because it takes me 10 phone calls to close the one client that I had to do that day. If I was better at negotiating, if I knew my scripts better, if I knew how to present my conversation better, if I'm better on video, I'm gonna be better in real life. If I knew how to present better, I might only have to have 5 conversations to have 1 transaction. So I've just cut my time in half of what I need to do to hit my goals. Did a light bulb just go on in your head right now? I hope so. I hope you just realize the importance of what that means. If it took me an hour to make 10 calls to close one guy or one client, but now I could do it in 30 minutes, I just bought myself 30 minutes of time. So think about these 4 hours and what are the things that I can do during these 4 extra hours that I'm gonna better myself, that's gonna allow me more time in my day. You're just potentially gonna create more time in your day, which is unheard of. It's incredible. Instead of 24 hours, you have more, right? No, you're just using your time better. Okay, some other things to consider. Guys, you should be reading more books. I had a goal last year, which I hit. It was awesome. I read a book a week, 52 books, 52 weeks, even over Christmas. It was a short book, but it was incredible. 52 books. Most of it came from Audible, right? Like, I love listening to books. I can speed it up so I can read faster. I can consume content a lot faster than when I'm just holding up the book and reading it. It makes sense to me more. So get an Audible account. You can get like a book for free right at the beginning, and then it's like $9 or $12 a month, I think, for 1 book. We've got a whole bookshelf of books over here. The library is available to you. If you don't want to go buy books, there's definitely some free options for you, but find books that you like, consume them, better your education, better your understanding of things, understand how to communicate with people. You're going to learn. There's some great business books out there. I'm not a big novel book. Like, I don't love stories and following along and trying to figure out who did this. And it's not me. It's my wife. She likes those kind of books. I'm more of the business side and the self-help bettering yourself, right? Like those are the books that I'm interested in. I think that you could follow that kind of pattern. Here's another one. Go to more conferences, right? Like go somewhere else, out of state, see what people are doing in that area. I love going to out of state conferences. Vegas is a lot of fun. I've been going to Tennessee for a couple. I've been to Miami a few times, Phoenix. Anyway, go other places, right? Like maybe there's some even out of the country. I know Tony Robbins, when he does conferences, he's got them in different parts of the world. There's gonna be some incredible people that you meet at these conferences. And I think that's the other side of it. Number one, you're gonna learn something new that's probably being done differently than you've been doing it because it's in a different area. And then number two, you're gonna be meeting new people. You know, whether there's 1,000 or 10,000 people at one of these conferences, you're gonna be meeting new people. So don't just sit there in your chair and take notes the whole time and sit there with your arms folded and be like, oh, why am I here? Can't believe Erik told me to come here. Get out, shake new hands, bring some business cards, you know, find ways to connect with people. The last one that I went to was in February, and I probably met maybe 20 new people there over like a 3-day seminar. It was fantastic. It was one of those like early in the morning, long day at night, like lots of content. And I made 20 close friends, and like we communicated on social media. We're from all over the world. Like one guy was from Africa, one guy was from Canada, a bunch of guys in the United States. Like we just had a good time. And it's not like I'm gonna go hang out with them ever again, but it's good because I can kind of see their perspective on things, get to know what they're doing. They gave me ideas. It's just great. You know, like having an outside perspective on what you're doing can be a huge help to your business. So the other thing about this is, let's just say I have a goal of meeting 5 people a week. Over a 7-day period, I give you 2 days off, 5 people a week. That's one person a day, Monday through Friday. And maybe you meet all 5 of them on Friday. I don't know. Join a networking group if you need to. Go to a bunch of meetups. Meetup is incredible. Like just in my local area, there's dozens of fun meetups. You know, you can go like pottery, you can go sailing, you can go to business meetups, learn how to use a camera meetup. There's all sorts of stuff. Go meet new people. So here's the thing. Let's say I met 5 new people a week. For the next 50 weeks, I'm gonna give you 2 weeks off. I'll give you Thanksgiving off and I'll give you Christmas off. So 50 weeks, 5 people a week, that's 250 new people per year. In 10 years, guys, that's 2,500 new people that you're gonna meet. Over a 10-year period, 2,500 people. Think of what that Rolodex will do for your business, right? Like the world is an open opportunity for you. And it's not like you have to handwrite these people letters every week. Like connect on social media, give them thumbs up, like them, say hi to them, send them some stories, remember their birthday. That would be huge. Somebody taught me that a while ago, Mark Victor Hansen. He said, remembering people's birthday is probably the most significant thing that you can do in somebody's life. Everybody loves their birthday. Even if they feel like they're getting old and they're lying about their age, people love to be recognized on their birthday. This last year, I had probably a dozen people reach out to me on my birthday. It felt wonderful. Like some of them even sent me a physical card in the mail. It felt great. Remember these people's birthday, find out about them, learn about them, get to know them better. They don't all have to be local, right? When you go to one of these conferences, meet 20 people. That checks off like the whole month right there. Just get to know people. It'd be surprised what these people are gonna do for your business, your relationships. They're gonna teach you new things. It's gonna be fantastic. We're wrapping things up here. Almost done. Almost the last tip on how to win this watch. I'm excited. Let me just make sure I got all my notes here done. Yeah, okay. Here's another thing that I would suggest. We've talked about a lot of great things in this course. I would think the last thing that I would suggest for you to do is figure out a way how to create some passive income in your business. I came from the real estate investing world. I got into real estate because I enjoyed flipping houses, right? Like spend a bunch of money in like 3 weeks on a house that you've never lived in, sell it like a month later, get a whole bunch of money back, and then do it again and again and again and again and again, right? That was great. But the problem was is once you sell that house, like the money's just sitting there and you don't want to put it in the bank or into, you know, somewhere that's not liquid because you need it to go buy another house. So it's not making you any ROI. It's just literally burning a hole in your pocket. So you got to wait till the next house and the next house and the next house. And that's great. And you can build up a lot of wealth really quick, which we did. But I would say if you're into real estate and you love that realm, think about real estate investing, you know, buying some rental properties, some condos, some triplexes, start small, figure out kind of what you're doing there. That's passive income to some degree. Passive means like I don't physically have to show up every day to make this money, make an investment for me, right? I own my rental property, it cash flows towards me, hopefully. Maybe I own stock. I mean, that's like a bad example of passive income, but it gives me a dividend. Maybe I own a business that I don't have to physically manage. I'm just a silent partner. I know plenty of people who own other businesses, like work in their business, but then they own other businesses that bring in income that they're not a part of. They're just a financial partner. Figure out how you're gonna do your passive income. Some of the things I would suggest, find a way to teach a course. Like you guys have tons of knowledge. You probably know plenty about your trade. Find a way to teach a course that people are gonna pay for, right? There's plenty of online courses. Maybe you teach a local course. Maybe you get to know your camera so well, you teach people how to use their camera. I don't know, whatever it is. Figure that out. Talked about investing in real estate. Train more people about your trade. You know, maybe you're down a career path that you can train people how to do it better. Maybe there's some strategies that you use in your business to do that are different than anybody else. Train people how to do that. Maybe you're thinking someday I want to get out of this trade and I want to show people how to do it because they're not competitors anymore. Whatever it is, train people how to do your trade. Create an affiliate program. There's plenty. Just Google affiliate programs on Google. You'll find tons of stuff that you can promote that every time somebody buys, you get $1 or many, many dollars back. There's some great affiliate programs out there. The other one is sell stuff on the side. Maybe you buy stuff, you sell it for more money, right? Like we've talked about that before, like the eBay kind of thing, or maybe even like buying it, selling it on Amazon, whatever it is. Find ways to make passive income in your business so that you can have more income, so that you can retire someday. Again, these are better uses of your time because it's cutting down on the hours that you might have to show up to a job that you don't love, number one. Maybe it's providing more income so that you can retire early. Maybe it's providing more income so that you don't have to work as hard at a job just to be able to pay the bills to afford the lifestyle that you have, right? Like maybe now you have that fancy car that you spent your $1 million on, or maybe you have an airplane that you wanted so bad, but it's costing you a lot of money. So you got to create other sources of income to be able to justify that. Maybe there's a big house that you want and the property taxes are killing you because you live in California and property taxes are insane. I don't know, whatever it is, it doesn't hurt to have more money. Find other ways to do it so that you can stretch your dollar out more, you can stretch your time out more and do more with it. Guys, I just know that if you use our time more efficiently, more effectively, you're going to be able to do more. You're going to be able to buy that time back in your own life. You're going to be able to do more with your life. You're going to be able to spend more time with your family, travel more. And if that's not your thing and you're like, I love work, I love my business, I love spending my day in my business, great, do that. Maybe that's what brings you more happiness. But map it out, right? There's probably some other things that are taking time away from your business that you have to go do that you would enjoy instead working in your business. So that's my point. Okay, we got a couple people here live. If you're here live, this is the final thing. Okay, so I asked you something to do earlier in the show. If you go do that, and I'm not gonna give it away now, so you have to go back and watch it. Go do that thing that I told you to do in the show. And when you're there, I want you to comment as you do it and tell me, why do you want this watch? Why should I give it to you? I only have one, and I'm sure that we're gonna get at least 100, I'm guessing, maybe even 300 or 400 people who are gonna enter. So this is like a 1 in 100 chance of winning. This is not the lottery, obviously. It's an Apple Watch. The value of it's probably around $200, guys. It's a cool watch. We'll get you whatever size you want. We haven't bought it yet. Like I'm literally gonna buy it on Amazon and I'm gonna ship it to you. So it's gonna be brand new in the box, brand new. You're gonna have it, okay? So here's what you need to do. Respond to me and say, based on these things and the topic that we talked about, and we talked about scheduling our time and organizing our time, respond in the comment, why do you think you should win this watch? Why should I pick you to get this watch? How are you gonna use this smart watch to help you in your life? Run your calendar better, stay more fit, remind you to get up and walk around, drink more water, whatever it is. How's this watch gonna help you in your business, in your life? We're gonna just pick a fun answer based on what you guys responded to. So you know what to do. Go find the page I talked to you about, do what I asked you to do on there, and in the comments, post a comment, send me a DM on that page, and tell me why I should pick you to be the winner of this watch. Okay, it's brand new, literally. I don't even have a watch. Like I'm gonna be jealous of you. That's how cool it is. So guys, we've been going live. This is the episode number 100. I can't believe we made it. I'm so excited. It's gonna be on YouTube in a little bit, and we've got some great things coming. I will just tell you that the last 100 episodes have been so much fun, all over the place, so much incredible content. If you're watching the replay, go back and check out some of our other shows. You gotta go to YouTube. All of our previous shows are on YouTube, all 100 of them. And then going forth, the next 100 episodes, we're gonna switch things up around here. As I mentioned, we're changing our brand, we're doing some new things, we're making a shift, we're gonna be going into some different platforms and providing some new strategies, some new tools, some new things that are gonna be available to our clients. One big thing that I'm so excited about is we're gonna be creating some private Facebook groups that we're gonna be doing some more one-on-one training with you guys, showing you how to use social media more. It's gonna be more how-to guides, it's gonna be more like programs that you can download and consume at your own pace, right? Like, how do I do this? And how do I upload great content to YouTube? How do I get more subscribers? How do I get my message out there in ways that are going to be applicable to the things that make sense, right? Like, how do I get more clients? How do I stay in touch with my clients more often? How do I send out weekly newsletters? We're going to be showing you guys all that kind of stuff in the shows to come. So Facebook Friday is going to be having a big twist to it. I hope you can join us. The next 100 episodes are going to be fantastic. Guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us every single week. My name's Erik Hammond of The Orange Stack. I love you guys. Appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Every Friday, 10 a.m. Till then, make it a great weekend. Bye, guys.